Now, many of you already know that NEO, ladies and gents, is currently cutting some of their employees to get to the 10%, which we read about from a couple of days ago. Now, this is to make sure that NEO becomes more efficient, or it becomes a bit more financially efficient, so that at least they can get to reach, of course, their financial goals. I mean, we read that, or we know by now that this not only is NEO cutting the 10%, but they're also sort of like slowing down or pausing on the projects that don't make financial sense in the next coming 3 years. This is, like I said, so that NEO can, of course, reach their financial goals or get to their targets. And one of them, I personally feel or believe that it is NEO reaching profitability sometime in 2024. This is the reason why we are seeing NEO adjusting or doing some, of course, adjustment into their business. Now, today, ladies and gents, we read wonderful news that shows us some of the things that NEO is doing, trying to optimize their business, and part of their plan is to integrate NEO sub-brand, namely Alps team, into NEO's team. So basically, they are going to, of course, or the Alps team are going to now work together with the NEO team as NEO try to make or strategize in terms of cutting the employees. It looks like most of the positions that will be going, or some of the positions that are going, are the Alps positions, as NEO is bringing, of course, those positions, or trying to make, of course, probably the NEO or some of the new employees to assist in terms of course, the positions that were there on their sub-brand, namely Alps. Whether if NEO will merge the Alps system into NEO system is not yet known at the moment, but one thing that is known is that this sub-brand Alps will launch its models separately from NEO. This is the thing that we read, or this is one of the most important points we read of saying that integrating the two teams does not mean that, of course, now they are merging and they will, of course, jointly produce their vehicles or the sub-brand together. But it looks like in terms of production, the sub-brand will still be launched independently from the NEO models, which is something that is, I think, that is a good thing to separate the two. And as for the, of course, the teams merging, it is a good thing, because, ladies and gents, they will be cutting costs or cutting jobs, as we've discussed previously, of saying that how the 10% help NEO, which, of course, as many of you already know by now, it is going to save them, or the 10% of these jobs they are planning to cut will save them around 275 million annually, which is something that is pretty good. I mean, $275 million, it is good money, guys, to save. And that, ladies and gents, it is one of the plans, or one of the reasons why I am liking this initiative that NEO just started. This is something that is good news, and something that, of course, has to excite those that are investing onto the NEO stock. NEO remains to be that company that is doing pretty good. Yes, we know that it is not good for people to lose jobs, but I think this is good for NEO to do this, because, ladies and gents, it makes financial sense. NEO cannot ignore what is currently there on the streets in terms of competition, in terms of the deliveries they are producing, and continue business as usual. They need to come up with a plan so that at least they cut costs and at the same time reach profitability, which is something that, as an investor or as someone who's investing into NEO, that excites me as an investor and makes me, of course, really have high hopes for NEO come 2024, when they officially unveil this sub-brand. You know that one of the things that we read from NEO is that, ladies and gents, the CEO of NEO indicated that the progress is, of course, or the progress on their sub-brand, namely Alps, is going very well, and they are implementing as planned. Alps, it is a very good investment for NEO. It will bring some good money into NEO, because that brand in itself targets the mass market, which, of course, have a wide range of people that can afford to buy those kind of cars. As many of you know that NIO currently sell premium cars, which not so many people can afford those cars, which is why you cannot compare NIO with XPeng, because XPeng makes much more cheaper cars than NIO, which can be afforded by the mass market. So it helps to know that it is that vehicle or that model or that sub brand that will target the mass market in China or wherever NIO sell that model. It is something that makes me to be really excited as an investor, because that is a model that will drive NIO's deliveries, which is a good thing. It will help NIO get to profitability, which is something that is of course the most important thing to us as the investors. So yes, ALPS might not be implemented as a standalone project anymore, but this is a project that of course ladies and gents will be sold completely different from of course the NIO of course brand, which is something that of course we read about a couple of weeks ago. This is a good project, and these of course implementations that NIO is implementing of integrating the ALPS sub-brand stuff with of course the NIO stuff, it is a good initiative, because it will also not optimize their business, but it will save them a lot of costs. Otherwise, that's all from me. I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy NIO for the very first time, it is always good that you do your own due diligence, that at least you don't get to panic sell, because this is a stock that can be quite volatile. But one of the most important thing, or one thing to note about the NIO stock, is that it is right now in the bottom of the barrel in terms of the share price, meaning that it is quite undervalued when you compare it with the other EV companies in the market. So it is an opportunity to scoop in more shares, but in as much as it is offering opportunity, you need to also play your part and do your own due diligence, so that at least you don't get to panic sell. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.